I genuinely believe we're at a stage where hair loss is absolutely unacceptable. As in, if you're facing hair loss, you're going bald, you're losing your hairline, whatever. If you just sit there doing nothing about it and just think, okay, it's genetics, it's my age, I'm 50 years old, whatever, um, that's completely up to you. That is your fault because we're in a space where there is a solution to quite literally everything, and I'm going to tell you the solution to hair loss. If you're suffering from hair loss, suffering from a recession in your hairline, whatever, how to solve it, I will give you all the details in this video. But just know that even after this video, if you continue to just let things go bad, that is your fault. You're losing your hair not because of your genetics and stuff, because of you and your pathetic laziness. Now, first of all, how do you even know if you're going bald? I see that a lot of people, like I think it's almost freaking trending now, the amount of videos people put out on, am I having a receding hairline, am I losing a bunch of hair, this, that. You need to understand that it's absolutely normal to lose hair every single day. You're going to lose hair every single day regardless of um, who you are, what age you are. It's just, it's hair, bro. It's very, very brittle. It's going to break. Sometimes you're literally just running your hair through. Someone could just pull your hair slightly and it's going to come out. It's absolutely normal. But the problem comes if that hair is not growing back. Now, if I do remember to, while I'm editing this video, I might put up a picture of what my hair looked like 2 to 3 months back and what it looks like right now. My hair is quite significantly longer. My hair usually grows at a pretty significant, like, quick rate, and I know that okay, there's a problem only if my hair is not growing that fast. If my hair is going back in a normal way, regardless of how much hair I lose in a day, I am I'm not concerned about it, and you should not be as well. Some people can lose 200 hairs a day. Some people could lose 30. Some people could lose 50 hairs a day. Some people could literally lose nothing. It's absolutely normal. It's completely based off their genetics. But again, the problem comes only if you notice that the hair that you lost once is not growing back, or it's not growing back at a very good rate. This is a sign of potential recession, or you're going bald, whatever. This is something that you need to address. And another thing with your receding hairline is some people think they have a receding hairline at a very young age, their age 20, 25. You need to realize that, okay, throughout your teenage years, your hairline is still maturing. My hairline was a lot more, what do you say? It was a lot like closer to my forehead, not like this far apart and stuff. When I was smaller, but naturally as I grew up, it's been maturing. Over the past few years, I've had the exact same hairline. Now, just because my hairline's matured, that does not mean it's receding. Your hairline, the meaning of your hairline receding is literally these corners will start going back to meet the crown of your head. You're literally losing that hair there on your head. Maturing hairline is just you get to a stage where this is how your hairline is actually supposed to be throughout your age, throughout your life, whatever, right? So don't be thinking that okay, just because your hairline's getting pushed back, it's receding. But if you constantly notice that it's receding and it's kind of getting pushed back at a very significant rate, there is an issue. You look back at pictures from 6, 7 months ago, 1 year ago, and if you still see that okay, it's quite significantly pushed back compared to where it was 6, 7 months ago, then this is where you actually need to be concerned about hair loss. Now, I've given you the two signs perhaps to look out for if you're actually balding or not. And now, what do you do about it? Minoxidil. I'm pretty sure you'd have heard about minoxidil. It's not some random trend that's going around. Even in the beginning, I used to think, okay, it's just one of those other products. It'll just last a couple of months. Everyone will be talking about it, and then it'll fade away. But no, this thing actually works. I have not had to use it, but I've done my research. This thing 100% works if you have hair loss. I have not had to use it because you don't need to use it unnecessarily. But the thing with the way minoxidil works is literally the foam. It comes in a foam version and kind of a serum version. I would recommend getting the foam version because that's a lot easier to apply. Now, you get the foam version and you get a derma roller. Derma roller is basically like a rolling thing, a small rolling thing with a bunch of pins on it to stimulate your hair follicles. So you kind of poke it through your scalp. It's going to hurt a little, but it's just to stimulate the hair follicles. So you can roll it, then apply the minoxidil every single night before you go to bed. You apply the minoxidil on areas that you feel you're losing hair or you're going bald every single night, and you should start to notice results within 3 to 6 months. The time period that it requires for you to notice results may really vary. It's not something that if I use a sea salt spray on my hair, I could immediately just crunch it up and I'll get texture in my hair. It's not going to work like that. It's going to take you a significant amount of time. Probably, if I mean, for significant results, I would recommend I would suggest it's going to take you probably at least a year for you to actually notice, oh my God, the hair is growing back in the area that it once wasn't. Now, thing that I will recommend you look out for is one thing is your hair follicles there and stimulating the hair follicles to start growing again. But if you lose those hair follicles, it's too late to even use minoxidil. I mean, the only solution is a hair transplant. Um, this is why you need to be super cautious of if in fact you're actually going bald or not, because if you just ignore it and then leave it to the point where it's too late, the hair follicles that you even had on the areas that hair is not growing back on, you're going to lose it, and then there's no point applying minoxidil to that. It's just a wasted resource. Make sure you notice, just constantly take pictures and stuff, because I know as a man you're constantly having that fear of, I don't want to lose my hair, right? And another thing I'll tell you to look out for is your parents, your family. Just notice your genetics. If you notice that a lot of them have gone bald, or they're bald at a pretty younger age, take that as a sign. Always start to look out for these things, because there is a solution to it, and you want to use that solution when you need it. Don't wait to the point where it's too late, because then, I mean, it's literally too late. There's no point sitting and applying minoxidil when the hair follicles don't even exist in those areas. So as long as the hair follicles exist, you want to apply it there, and then it should go away. Now, again, like I said, there is no excuse for you to anymore just sit and just wait for hair loss to continue happening. Um, I don't know if I should call it hair loss or going bald, because again, everyone experiences hair loss. But if you're losing the hair and it's not growing back, that is something to worry about. That is not something to worry about. That's something to be wary about. And then you take action according to that. Don't sit like a freaking duck and wait for things to go bad. Take action against it, and you could save yourself from going bald at an extremely young age. And this is, I know I'm saying young age, but even if you're 45 years old, 50 years old, you'd want hair, I would imagine. So use it. An extra bonus tip: if you struggle to grow facial hair, apply that. Use a derma roller, apply that. You should grow facial hair there as well. Again, it'll take time, but this is a trusted resource that I promise you it will work. Click on the link in the description or the bio to enter my full guide to LOOKSMAXING. It'll teach you everything in further: how to style your hair, how to improve your skin, how to get a better physique, how to actually protect your hair, have natural texture, how to have the best looking hair possible without any products. Everything is there. Click on the link. See you.